Oh, there's a promo shot if ever I've seen one. There we go.
6. 27. Undertaker 2011. 2011.
Oh, right.
Specific.
Yes.
This is the most proud I've ever been of a body of work. Tokyo.
Man.
Epic. You always learn something.
Right.
It rocks and it's going to bring the house down, that tune.
Hello and welcome to Rock Sound 7 of 30. I'm your host, James Wilson Taylor. Now, if you are an old school Rock Sound fan, you already know exactly how this works. Got a bunch of questions right here. They're all numbered 1 to 30. Our guests pick 7 completely at random, and that makes up their mystery interview. And today's guest, one of our absolute favorites, back with a brand new era. The single is out now, Hello Heaven Hello. There's an album on the way. Bludfest is back. There's loads to talk to him about, so let's get stuck into it. Yungblud joins me now.
Hello, mate. How are you?
I'm good, mate. It's lovely to see you.
It's really good to see you too.
Yeah, it's been a little minute and it's nice to catch up. And what a time to catch up.
I know, man. Right in the midst of it.
Honestly, you're a busy boy. Let's get stuck right into it. So, Hello Heaven Hello is out there.
Yes.
Lovely reaction from the fans.
Yeah,
Congratulations, by the way, 'cause it's a big swing, and I think it's really paid off for you.
Yeah, thank you. It was really a moment, and I think it couldn't have started any other way. You know, I think when you kind of trying to do an album as ambitious as we are with what is upcoming, we really needed to set a precedent of what we were going to do and what the album's going to be like and how much imagination we're exploring within it, you know, and it was epic. It was really beautiful to see kind of a lot of people like it, you know.
Yeah.
I think like you kind of go away for a year, don't you, and then you come back with something as ambitious and as crazy and out there, and to see people get behind it and truly love it has been magic, you know.
I mean, that's what cuts through, isn't it? Like, I know you were saying at the time when it was coming out, like, oh, people told you maybe it's a bit of a risk doing a 9-minute song.
I love that, man.
It's what cuts through, right?
I agree, and I think this album is all about that. I think when we started it, we really wanted to make something without form that would kind of not be adherent to anything else except what we wanted to do. Right. You know, I think like this album, we wanted it to be an adventure. We wanted it to have a through line. It's just the first 45 minutes of music connects, like they kind of they don't stop, you know. And I think like with it all, we needed to say goodbye with a hello, you know, goodbye to the past and hello to where we're going, and it was beautiful, you know. And I think risk is the best thing an artist has. Right. You know, I feel like complacency and getting comfortable is the most dangerous thing for an artist. I think like when you are terrified and when you are somewhere that you don't recognize, I think that's when you're about to make something really exciting. Yeah,
I very much agree. And it's interesting as well to see you play in this sort of territory, because, I mean, the key lyric that leaps out is, I don't know what's in my head, but I know what's in my chest.
Yeah.
Right? Because that speaks to the fact that you are a rock kid at your heart. You've had a lot of success doing kind of poppier sounds and hip-hop sounds, and it all works for you.
Completely.
But you are a rock kid at your core.
100%. I feel like the most beautiful thing about right now is 4 or 5 years you've almost had to twist rock for it to be understood. Yeah. And nah, man, this is just full rock. This is like, this album, I mean, like, rock music has been my education, you know what I mean? From since I came out of my mum's womb, you know what I'm saying? I grew up in a guitar shop, and rock music is my thing, it's my life, you know? And we really, really were excited on this album because we have just made a rock album. We've lent in no bullshit, neat whiskey rock and roll album, and it's really fun. I think it's been really like, we can't wait to play it live. You know, I think like we went back to what we were listening to growing up, and we were like, how can we replicate the feeling that this gave us and create something fresh? And yeah, man, we went and listened to the good chords, man. The good chords that everyone shies away from. We wanted to make adventure, and we wanted to make something that would straddle the line between opera and classic rock music. Yeah. And I think honestly, I can't wait for you to hear it, and I can't wait for you to feel it, because yeah, man, it's a rock and roll album.
It's really exciting, man. No, it's just so exciting to see you play in that territory. And I remember when we caught up at Bludfest, you were saying, we didn't know what it was called at the time, but you were saying Hello, Hello, Hello was like the best thing you've ever done.
Yeah.
Now that the album's done and dusted and kind of ready to go, do you stand by that, or are things you're more excited about?
To be honest, what's exciting is that this is the most proud I've ever been of a body of work. I think really more than any song on the album, there's not really one pinpoint moment. You have to go on the adventure with the album. And we wanted to make something that would sound like it could have been recorded 50 years ago or 50 years in the future. We really tried our best to make it sound classic. We didn't want to use any sounds or any kind of samples that would be adherent to one era. We wanted to make it timeless as best we could, you know. I think like we wanted to the only thing that mattered was how did it make you feel, you know. I think I went up to the north of England with Matty, the producer that did 21st Century Liability with me, and like kind of started this whole thing, and Adam, my guitar player. And I think when you make an album with family, all they want out of you is the truth. You know, I've been doing this since I was 17 years old, and I feel like when you don't make an album for yourself, that's when you kind of get into territory where your art becomes compromised. You know, I feel like when you make an album with family, they don't care if the songs are hits. They don't care if it's going to be on the radio. They don't care about the fan base that you've got. They want the truth out of you. Right. And I think as humans, we all hide. I think we condition ourselves to hide, because if you truly put yourself out there, if you truly kind of say like, if you let your guard down and you kind of let someone into your eyes and you say like, this is who I am, and then someone kind of doesn't like it or kind of turns the nose, but it's the biggest trauma you can get. Sure. So you kind of condition yourself to hide. And I really feel like since I started this thing, like I kind of came out the gate really confident, and I came out the gate really boisterous, and I came out the gate with a lot to say. And I really think the past years affected me a lot. I think kind of becoming a figure that a lot of people know or a lot of people like or don't like affected me. And because you learn things about yourself that you didn't even know you're insecure about. You know, people will write something in a comment, is that what people think about me? Or your narrative doesn't become yours anymore.
Yeah, that's always a tricky thing, isn't it? When you become a public figure like this and you become a figure of fame and notoriety, then it's, you don't have that control of what people's opinions are.
All you are is just trying to make music with your mates and just being like, oh, this is what I think about the world in that moment from a place of truth. Yeah. And then that gets kind of, that storyline gets taken away from you. Yeah. And that's been a really interesting, it was a hurtful thing at first, but a really interesting thing to kind of look at and observe and kind of notate in a new album, you know. And I've had a lot of fun with it, and I feel like I got a lot of my strength back on this project because I really had to make something for myself. Yeah. And I really had to experience the feelings that I'd pushed down for many years. So it's a really cool album. It's an album about life, you know, and it's an album about wanting to live. Yeah. I think I've sung a lot about the darkness and a lot about pain. But this album is about life and choosing life and living, man.
It feels celebratory already. And I think again that's because it's like it is such a natural fit for you. Like this is the type of music that's in your bones. Like
this is the album I always wanted to make. This is the album I was always I think like kind of we were always gonna end up making something like that because I used my imagination. My imagination is a crazy place. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of limitless. I'm nuts. You know what I mean? I'm crazy. I love going on adventures. Yeah. In my own head or in the real world. And this album is a hybrid of that. And that's why, again, to kind of round off to the first question, it had to be Hello first, because I really think it's great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sometimes it's as simple as that.
Think,
It
honestly,
really
like,
is.
as an artist and like whatever, you can kind of get into the weeds of it. But I'm like, this is
Yeah.
great, and this is really good. This is really good art. Let's start with it.
It's a hell of an opening statement. It
You know
really
what I mean?
is. It's a hell of an opening statement. It fits you very, very well. I guess the other thing we should mention as well is obviously the live aspect to this, because it's a record that's built to be live, 100%. And we know that in the calendar, it's the return of your very own festival, Bludfest Year 2.
Year 2.
It was so exciting being there last year because it was so you, and it was so very, very well tailor-made to your actual fan base. And I think everyone got a real kick out of it, and it worked very, very well. Now that we're into Year 2, what were the tweaks you wanted to do? What were the changes you wanted to make as you were approaching the second time round?
I really feel like I was so proud of how positive it was in there. I think like you never know, you know what I mean? We really tried to inject this sense of community and love into a physical place, and I was really proud of that. And I think like in its first year, no one backed us, so we had to do things very ourselves, very DIY, and the way everyone kind of bounded together, and it was like not a disaster, was amazing. So this year, I think we've had a lot more backing, we've had a lot more support from promoters, we've had a lot more support from the venue, we've had a lot more support, and we've learned a lot. So I think like this year's going to be a lot smoother and a lot kind of easier. Honestly, I'm really mellow about it. Last year I was like, but this year's going to be amazing. Honestly, like to kind of really cement an idea and kind of start a festival in the name of kind of the people, and where music is such a thing of privilege at the minute. We want to make something for everybody where everyone can come and be together and afford it and be adherent to the actual dynamic of the world we're living in. And it's great, man. I've got my best mates coming to play with me, honestly, like artists that I've come up with, you know what I mean? We've been on a journey together, and it just feels it's badass. We like doing it because we want to do it, and it's sick.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned your mates there. We were just talking off camera about how you and Chase Atlanta go back to Warped Tour days.
Man.
I mean, that's a long-standing relationship there. Lovely to see them on that line.
Yeah, me and Chase, we shared a bus on Warped Tour. I remember literally like there was about like 18 of us in a bus, like crammed in. Literally met them on day one of Warped Tour. We didn't know who each other were in St. Louis. We were like, hello. And they were like, the Aussies, hello. And we were just like vibing out, man. And honestly, I feel like you don't get closer to people than when you're on not just on a tour, but on a tour where you're both coming up and seeing America for the first time.
That's the other one. That was your first US tour.
That was my first ever. That was the first time I'd ever like been to America, and like Warped Tour's not easy, man. You're loading in your gear, you're like walking the lines, like, and you kind of coming up with this this band who are doing the same thing. Like you're handing out flyers, you saying, "Can you come see us?" We're on an early ball stage, which is literally inflatable.
Yeah.
And I remember kind of watching them and them watching us kind of obtain a fan base and obtain a community for the first time. Can't take that away. And now, like 5 years on, we kind of like artists of note, you know Amazing. What I mean? That we can come together and play a massive festival slot. Yeah. And be there. It's going to be dope. It's that's what I said. Bludfest was all about family, because I think that was my goal. I feel like what is so exciting about rock music at the minute is it feels spherical. I think like kind of what's happening at the minute is like hardcore and punk and post-punk and indie is all happening at the same time.
Yeah.
And it's not kind of, it's all happening at the same pace. You know what I mean? When rock music runs together, that's when it's the greatest genre in the world, because it feels like we've been scattered, and everyone's like kind of, when your army's scattered, you're going to get beaten, aren't you? But like when it's all running together and charging together at the same time, in many different forms and in many different ways and in many fresh ways, it's exciting. And I feel like it's all got to be about family. If it's not about family, then it's just like it's when a genre is not together, then it's not a genre at all. It's a bunch of individuals instead of a moment.
Yeah.
And it's cool, man. That's why rock's exciting as to me in a minute.
It really is, and that's the striking thing as well, isn't it? It's like it's the things that are breaking through are the world builders out there.
Absolutely.
For sure, but also just people taking risks. I mean, we're sitting here at a time of recording at a point where Sleep Token have a song in the top 10, which is absolutely amazing and baffling. And then like Spirit Box, it's all striking imagery. Like these are things break through, which is why again something like what you're doing in this era makes all the sense in the world. It doesn't feel like a risk.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like literally like in hardcore you got Knocked Loose. In punk, you got Amyl and Sniffers. In metal, you got Sleep Token, and it's just like, it's new. It's new. Yeah. It's like brand spanking new, and it's just like, it's really cool. And I think like with this record, what we wanted to make was we wanted to make classic rock music. I think there's always been such a big stigma with that. It's seen to be an old man's genre. I'm like, why? Yeah. Because old men were making it.
Well, yeah, there is that. No, you're right there.
That's cool. It's just like, we were just like, let's make something. And it's always been like, you know what I'm saying, like the comment section's a scary place for a new band trying to make classic rock music or whatever it is, derivative from blues and everything that's come before. We were just kind of like, yo, let's just do it, because we love it. And let's try and inspire younger bands to be like, yeah, you want to make 7-minute songs? You want to sound like the Rolling Stones? You want to sound like Muddy Waters? You want to sound like Screaming Jay Hawkins? You want to sound like whatever you want to be. Everyone reincarnated something and made it new. I think like when you're a human being in general, you look at people, right? You look at people who inspire you. You think like you take from them. No, you don't. They're a mirror to you. They provide you an inspiration to figure out an identity that's inevitably fresh, because each and every one of us is individual. You know, and yeah, man, it's cool. I think we it's been great, man, to just turn the guitars up. Yes. Louder, turn them up. That's 2 guitar solos in a song, sick, let's do it.
Man, thank God for the return of the guitar solo.
3.5 minute breakdown, it, turn it up. String sections, great. Yeah. That's what we wanted to do, you know what I mean? We were listening to a lot of Pink Floyd. Amazing. And a lot of kind of, again, adventures. Like, that was it, man. Queen, opera. Leading into My Chem, opera. You know what I mean? Like Floyd, like opera, literally theatre, opera, classical music on guitars. Yeah. Well, let's do it.
Oh, let's do it. I'm so excited.
It's going to be great.
It's a great era for you. It's a great thing. Congratulations. It's nice to see it always. Even at the early stages here, it's breaking through, and it's really exciting to see how hyped you are for it.
It's been amazing. And yeah, wait. You
just wait. Just wait, everybody. This episode of Rock Sound 7 of 30 is brought to you by The Co-op, almost as big a deal as the headline acts. The summer of live music is almost here, and for all your festival essentials this season, there is only one place to go, and that's Co-op's on-site festival store. Like your local Co-op, but at a festival. Co-op can be found at Sky Presents Isle of Wight Festival, Latitude, Rockstar Energy presents Reading and Leeds, Rockstar Energy presents Creamfields, Belladrum Festival, Glastonbury Festival, and of course, the mighty Download. We asked the Co-op Festival team what their festival essentials are, and here's their list. Don't leave your tent without antiseptic wipes. Wipes will always come in handy. Grab a bottle of water so you always stay hydrated in the festival sun. Plus, don't forget that essential loo roll. All of those essentials can be found at the Co-op on-site festival store, open till late, long after the arena finishes, and restocked every single day. But the ultimate festival essential is Co-op membership. Don't forget to sign up and become a Co-op member today. Get your membership and you will get perks like ticket competitions, VIP upgrades, prizes, and member deals in store. The link is below in the description. Thanks again to Co-op for supporting this video. Well, let's get into your 7 questions then, shall we? So, like I say, the way it works is 30 questions here, some about music, some about life and all that stuff. All I need from you now is to pick 7 numbers between 1 and 30, all right? Wow. So go for it. What numbers are we going for?
13.
13.
6. 27.
Yep.
4.
Nice.
21. 11.
And one more.
12.
We have number 4, number 6, number 11, number 12, number 13, number 21, and number 27. You want to go big to small or small to big? What are we going to go?
I don't know, man. You do it. You decide.
Okay, let's go small to big.
It.
Let's go small to big. Let's do it. All right, we begin then, your 7 of 30, with question number 4. What city do you most look forward to visiting when you are on tour?
Wow. Tokyo.
Yeah. Tokyo, straight in. Didn't even have to think about it.
Epic.
Man.
Epic. You always learn something.
Interesting.
Always ahead. Always just wild and always completely themselves. I love it.
Yeah. When was your first time out there actually in Tokyo?
First time out there was we played Summer Sonic.
Oh, wow.
And it was crazy. And we nearly got arrested.
Go on.
It was amazing. I remember it was like just after lockdown, and I think kind of we were playing a festival and they were really encouraging people not to mosh.
Right.
Strange, right?
That's interesting.
That's what I'm saying. Like, let's get 30,000 people in the stadium
to a rock gig
to not mosh. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was like, but I didn't know about any of that because the guy that went on before us was speaking in Japanese, obviously, because we were in Japan. He was like, "Listen, I'm very worried about this next performer. He is known to be crazy, but remember, we are after the height of a lockdown, so kind of don't mosh." Right. And he's doing a 2.5 minute intro to me, and it's in Japanese. So I'm backstage saying to the lads, "Wow, man, they're really talking us up. Here, they really must be giving us a good intro here." And then basically, I just ran out and was like, "Right there, let's go." And then the whole place went mental. But I remember looking at the crowd being like, "We're not allowed to be doing this." And then that made him more naughty.
Well, yeah.
So it was epic. Honestly, it was crazy. But then when we got off, there was like a load of police waiting there, and I was like, "What? And they were like, "No, we weren't allowed to encourage like mosh pits and riots and blah blah blah." And I was like, "No, told me that."
Yeah.
And to be honest, if they would have done, I probably still would have.
I mean, it's a pretty rock and roll arrest, isn't it? It's like, what are you in for, son? It's starting mosh pits.
I was kind of literally like, "Go on and take me in."
Yeah.
Would have been great for the news. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that mugshot's a great album cover.
I just got
there.
a slap on the wrist, and I was in catering 2 hours later, a bit pissed off. I wish I was in a cell. You know what I mean?
Would have been a good story. You get a song out of it.
Would have been a vibe, man.
Would have been good, man. Would have been good.
One for the grandkids.
I mean, Japan, obviously, I think everyone always says because it's such a beautiful place to visit as well.
Yeah,
it's
epic,
amazing
man.
cities. Yeah, it's got to be the downtime's got to be amazing out there as well and everything. UK specific, I'm intrigued by as well though from you. Like where in the UK?
I always like Birmingham.
Oh, interesting.
People.
Guess home of metal, I suppose.
Yeah, people are great.
Yeah.
Gigs are always crazy. Accent's hilarious. And yeah, man, the Brummies always give us a good time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's usually after a London gig. I don't know why. For the past 5 tours, like Birmingham's always been after London, and London.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Don't know why. I mean, agents rooting it, innit?
Yeah.
So it's just like London's always wild because like you got everyone, you know what I mean, all the press or whatever, and it's like always a big thing. So you're always on a little bit of a come down after London, and then Brum just brings you right back up before Manchester. I like it.
I love that. Yeah. No, I mean, home of metal. It makes sense. They're going to go for a rock gig in a big way. Well, that's going to be exciting when you bring this next tour there. That's going to be very, very cool. All right, let's move on to your next question. This is number 6 as you selected. What is the stupidest thing you have ever done on stage? Now, I guess this could be intentional or an accident.
Probably not. I just knocked my teeth out.
I mean, that's going to be hard
to beat. All the time. Me front tooth, because when I was 16, I went on a lad's holiday, and I was just like doing what you do, you know what I mean? I think I'd met a girl and I was trying to show off to her, so I was like, got up to this balcony, I was like, right, everyone catch me.
Oh, mate.
You know what I mean? Proper Jack Black in School of Rock.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
I'm like, obviously no one caught me, and I knocked my tooth out, so this has been a rebuild, and kind of ever since I was like 17, I've been on tour, so I've never actually had a chance to get like a crown or anything on it.
Yeah.
And I'm not necessarily tame, am I, on stage? So I always it was knock it out but it's always in like song number 2. So I'm doing the rest of the set, and I've got like little whistleblower going through me like me tooth.
Life on Mars.
Yeah, literally that's the vibe. I'm like cowboy, like God damn it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, stupidest thing is probably like I keep losing my teeth.
You not had any spectacular falls or anything?
No, I broke my leg. Broke my ankle on stage in Houston.
God. God, when was this?
Not
I
great. It
missed
was
that.
like tiny. Good story, really. 'Cause I used to go on stage in double stack creepers. Right. Classic
Dangerous.
mistake. For me, if you're gonna stand there, if you're in a post-punk band, you just want to like kind of like stand there. But for me, not great. And I was like, we were playing in Houston, Texas, and we had Austin City Limits the day before. It was like we were really baby band still. So we were like, I think it was like the White Oak Music Hall upstairs, 300 people,
wow.
right? One song before the encore, went to jump, cracked me ankle, went off before the encore, like my ankle's like a balloon. So I tell everyone, I was like, give us a shot at Jameson. I can't not go and do the encore. And I was doing meet and greets after the gig, so that was how the community started. So I do the gig, meet 150 people. We had ACL, like the graveyard, shot 1 p.m. in the lizard slot the next day.
Yeah.
But I had to go to hospital. So the van went to Austin, and then I went to the hospital, and then they put a pot on, found out I fractured it in 3 places or whatever, and then basically left the hospital about 5, 6-hour drive to Austin from Houston, got in the back of an Uber with my pot on, slept in the back of the Uber, got to ACL, had a pot on, had my mate buy a wheelchair for me from Dick's Sporting Goods or something.
Right,
like
sure.
That. Spray painted it pink, got on stage, pushed me around in it, did the rest of the tour in a wheelchair, but yeah, I keep breaking things on stage.
Man. This is the risk. It's hey, no risk, no
I mean,
reward.
it's just trying to be Eddie Vedder, isn't it? You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
this is it. As I say, there's a touch of Kurt Cobain coming out of the wheelchair there.
Actually, it was a vibe. I actually needed it though. You know.
Yeah,
what I mean?
well, yeah, that's different.
What an entrance, man! When he just gets thrown out on the thing, and it's like
one of the
great,
greatest
man.
bits
Epic,
of rock and roll there.
Epic.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, oh no, he's
Yeah.
drunk, and then just gets up, go, David.
God,
Love
iconic. Absolutely iconic moments there, really is. All right, next up, we went for question number 11. What is the worst piece of advice you have ever received?
Probably like have a couple of drinks when you're nervous.
Yeah, never a good move when
Never
you're
a
on stage.
good move. Never a good move. I think like if you're about to play a massive gig and you're terrified, don't get drunk for it.
Partying's for after.
I agree. Don't, because it just heightens everything. And then you watch it back. Glastonbury. I walk on stage, and I'm like, I'm nervous, right? And I've been nailing the beer. You know, I mean, nailing the whiskey really. And I'm like watching it back. I'm like, you're off your head. I'm like, come out on stage. I'm like, are you mother crazy? Because I'm crazy. I'm like, you're playing Glastonbury, man. Like, chill out a bit. Like, take it down a couple of levels. You know what I mean? I think like, when you're nervous, feel the nerves, man. Just don't.
Nice way of looking
You know what I mean?
at it,
I think like, don't dumb it down because you'll do some crazy.
Do you still get much stage fright?
Yeah,
these days?
always. I get nervous.
Every time.
Get nervous always. I'm nervous now.
Oh, stop it!
I promise
Stop.
you. I always get nervous. I feel like if I ever stop, then I'll be a bit sad about that. I think because like you do this to feel something.
Right.
You do this to really feel. You know, I feel like I was really scared to feel a lot of my life, and then you start music to kind of fight that demon in the corner, don't you? And I feel like if I ever stop getting nervous, I'll be sad about it.
They always say, don't they, like the on-stage nerves before you're about to go on. It's just because you want to do the best job you possibly can. That's the nerves.
Yeah,
it's not,
and just like I just think kind of it's almost a battle with yourself as well.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think I have a little bit of I never sleep because I've got like the dark guy inside me going like, I'm gonna you over for tomorrow. You know what I mean? And I think kind of that little victory, when you can kind of beat that side of yourself, is a beautiful thing.
Yeah, 100%.
You know.
Yeah. But you get that little flame going still.
Yeah, I like it, man. To be honest, when you hear the crowd roar and your heart's beating like through your chest, like you wouldn't exchange that for anything in the world.
Nothing better than that, man. Nothing better than that. Your next choice was number 12. What was the proudest day of your life, Dom?
I think Bludfest is up there.
It's got to be, hasn't it?
I feel like because it wasn't about us anymore. I feel like everyone came together and I could really look at what we had built.
Yeah.
Like, wow. Like when you see it, you see kind of something together in one place and you see so much love and so much connection and so many people meeting each other and forming a memory that will probably like define part of their life.
Yeah, sure.
Is mind blowing. You know, I really think kind of like at the start of this album process, when Yungblud came out, I was in a hotel room in New York and it went #1 in 7 countries. But I really felt a little bit scared because I feel like I'd reached the end of a journey and I felt like I was starting to repeat myself.
Yeah.
I feel like that album is the most lost I've ever been. It's the most I was listening to other people because I didn't have any time off.
Yeah.
I feel like we were just kept going and going and going and going and going and going, and when you don't get kind of time to reboot or live or feel, I felt like Yungblud had become a thing where everyone knows what it is. And again, like, I think I was letting both opinions, good and bad, affect me too much. I was hiding a lot. I was like, kind of like, what can I put on to get through this?
Yeah.
And I think like as a byproduct of kind of after that record came out and feeling that, saying, all right, I got to stop now. And I have to really decide what I want to do and what I want to make. I think when you become a symbol of youth at 27 years old, you either die, you either become a pastiche of yourself and you kind of become adherent to an era, or you become reborn. And I was really starting to fall out of love with the name because I think it became Heinz ketchup. You either love it or you don't. And what was beautiful about Bludfest was that day it became bigger than us. And that day it became a community. And I can be Dom within it. And I can be an individual within it. And I fell in love with my name again. And I fell in love with, and I was so proud of what we've done. Because it's like, it was truly individual and truly original what we've created here. And no one can take that away from us. And it's kind of this whole album cycle has been a real period of self-reclamation and strength where this is what we do.
Yeah. Was that ever a serious consideration for you, like dropping the Yungblud name, maybe going on to something else?
No, I thought maybe like it could have been an era of my life. It could have been a Ziggy Stardust. It could have been an Aladdin Sane. But no, it means too much to people.
Yeah. I think that's
you got to check your ego as an artist.
Sure.
You got to say, nah, this means too much to people, and this means too much to me, and it meant something different to me that day.
Yeah.
I'd run out of gas on the first journey, and my tank got filled up.
Yeah.
And it means something different now, or it doesn't to somebody else. Someone else has just found the first album. Someone else has just found the third album. And that's what you have to do when you find community. You can't be f***ing selfish with it.
Yeah.
It's become bigger than we ever expected. So let it exist in its purest form to whatever person is connecting with it. And let it exist in the way that I'm connecting with it. Because I'm connecting to it differently than somebody else is. And that's the magic of it.
Yeah, it's so nice to you. I mean, you were doing it a lot on the day itself as well, referring to it as us.
Like,
this
it's
is our
always
day.
been
and
us.
it is that, and it always has been. But what is really beautiful about it at this point is that even though you're still a young man, Dom, you're still a young man, but there are kids that have quite literally grown up and gone through those very, very formative years as a part of this fan base and listening to your music and seeing them still there that day. What a beautiful thing. What a lovely thing to track that journey.
And that is why I had to take a moment, because I was kind of on the verge of not telling the truth anymore. And these people have been my family and come up with me and given me a reason to be here and a reason to learn about myself as a human, as in the same way that I have to them. So this album, I feel like this is the most emotional album we've ever made, and I really owed it to them, but most importantly, I owed it to myself.
Yeah.
And I feel like when you are an artist and when you're a polarizing kind of artist, I feel like the only thing you can do is truly understand what you just made. If you understand it, That's all that matters.
It's back to that. You can't control people's reactions. You can just put out what's honest to you and hope it connects.
100%. And that's what's really worked with my community and me, because when I've kind of gone, I feel this so deeply, chances are that other people will too.
Yeah.
100%. You know, that's the only thing I've known. And it's mad, bro, it's mad. It is a mad thing, this world and this journey when you're an artist. It's a very strange thing.
Yeah.
But it's also really interesting to pull from.
Yeah, and to have those moments, those milestones, to be able to look back on. What a lovely thing to take stock of those moments. It's very, very special. This is what I love about 7 of 30. We can go from a beautiful answer like that to the most ridiculous question.
I love it. I like a ridiculous question.
We're going like one extreme to the other here. So question number 13 was your next pick. If you were a wrestler, what would your stage name be?
No, I mean, if I was going to be a wrestler, it would be Undertaker 2011. 2011.
Oh, right.
Specifics,
yes.
all
okay.
right?
Right.
It would be something to do with bats or darkness, because it was like, that was just hard as You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Stone Cold and The Undertaker, it was just literally just like the most rock music and wrestling. I was like,
Oh, they're intertwined for a start.
categorically
Absolutely intertwined.
But those two, I'd probably call myself like the Bat.
The Bat's not bad.
Do you know what I mean? I'd be coming out, I'd be like the Bat.
Yeah.
The Bat just gave you like
rabies. The Bat just
gave you rabies. I'm telling you, I'd call myself the Bat, and it's that'd be hard, man.
The Bat works. You're hard pressed to find a better onstage entrance than the Undertaker, just appearing out of nowhere in the darkness.
2011 though.
Oh,
so I'm saying, like, fucking SmackDown vs. Raw 2011, like Undertaker, whoosh.
Amazing.
Epic.
But that's got to be on the bucket list, doing something, because, you know, I saw Motionless in White did WrestleMania last year.
Oh, that would be
There's been
sick,
a lot of
man.
those,
Yeah,
like, a lot of our world kind of goes into that.
Yeah, that would be sick, man. Put me chaps on and go play WrestleMania. Hell yeah.
All right. Okay.
Chaps in a cowboy hat.
There we go. Let's make it happen. Yeah, he's available if you want him, guys. We want that to happen. Next
Bat
up.
just gave you rabies. I love that.
I know, right? The Bat bite could be a significant
My
move.
favourite thing was when Ozzy bit the head off the Bat, and then that whole news story went round that the Bat got infected.
Yeah. That's how you do it. That's how you twist around that.
Love
so
that, man.
Smart.
Epic.
Absolutely love it. Question number 21. What do you want to be remembered for?
I would love for people to be like, you know what? Whether you like him or not, he brought people together. I think.
That's you've already done it, man. That's a great one to tick off the list.
I think, but I'm kind of addicted to it. I think I love it. I really feel people deeply when I meet them, and I really love people, even if I argue with them or disagree with them. I really find people beautiful, you know, and I really love it when people are affected by something. I love watching it, not just me affecting them or them affecting me, like affecting each other. Like, I get to watch a show every night, you know what I mean, when I go on, and I'm addicted to the idea of bringing people together and making people find something that can make them strong in their darkest moments, and making them realize that it all comes from them.
Yeah.
You know, like that's the coolest. That's the coolest.
Yeah. It's so funny when we've talked about your influences in the past, you know, that is, you know, we can cite a lot. I mean, you mentioned things like Pink Floyd and Queen and stuff, and we can obviously hear that from a music perspective. But I know when you've talked about artists, when we talked about like My Chem in the past, like,
yeah, man,
that's a band that did that in spades. Like,
yeah,
that's arguably as important.
I really remember the first time I kind of like experienced him, you know, and I really remember what it meant to school. Like that band, We Can Be Mates.
Yeah.
It was this untold thing, this untold secret. Like, oh, you like My Chem? Cool. Yeah. You like one of mine?
Yeah. Secret society.
You know
right
what I mean?
there.
Don't tell anyone. They'll kick us in the locker. But I like them too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Well, it was it. I literally, like, you would go to Blue Banana and like put your spikes on and try and find a military jacket. You know what I mean, or whatever. And I think it was a beautiful time. But what I also loved was that I loved Queen, and I loved how they moved their idea on.
Yes.
And it was classic rock. You know, it was literally like Bohemian Rhapsody healing my anxiety. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that was cool as I remember just being like, wow, it's amazing.
Yeah. And again, yeah, putting that community front and centre as
Completely.
always. And bringing people together.
I just think it's the sickest. It's what the Clash did. It's what the Sex Pistols did. It's what My Chem did. It's what the Cure did. It was what Placebo did. It's what Nirvana did. You know what I mean? Like, when you have a mindset that goes alongside your music, I feel like that's really like when you cool, like it's really cool.
Yeah, 100%. No, it's definitely, you can see it in your work in spades, so it's nice to see you inspired it as well. It definitely makes sense. One more to finish then. Question number 27. What is the worst meal you have ever had on tour?
Now Serbia,
Straight
sausages,
in.
got food poisoning.
Oh, mate, yeah.
We were playing headlining Rock for People in Czech, and the night before I had sausages in catering Serbia. Why the would I do that? I think they've been like sitting there for hours, and I was just like, I was starving, and there was like there was no food around. I think we were like in some lockup, like, you know, proper like Eastern European warehouse kind of vibe, and it was like epic. Gig was epic, but I remember being like, they don't taste good. We finished it anyway, because whatever, we're young and dumb and full of ideas. And I remember like turning up for like, I remember the bus journey there was not ideal.
Oh, I'll bet.
On the way to Rock for People. And then I just ate nothing. And I had before I went on, I had about 3 Jaeger bombs and a Red Bull. And it got me through, to be honest. But the only thing I was trying to think throughout that gig was do not yourself.
Oh, God. Never ideal.
It's all right, though.
Where's got the best catering, actually? There's a question.
Where's got the best catering? Wow. Mexico.
Nice.
Places like Mexico and Latin America. Because they got the vibe, man.
Yeah.
They got the greatest food ever.
Yeah.
Just like simplicity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Catering's good there.
Yeah, that's nice to see. Nice. You want that. You can't be doing a show on an empty stomach, man. You
Nah,
got to be treated well.
I can't eat. To be honest, I can't eat too early though, because like I run about too much.
Right.
And I ended up burping or being sick on the front row. You don't want that.
You don't want that.
So I have like a big breakfast and then like don't eat anything until after the gig.
Rock Sound 7 of 30 is powered by Co-op, your ultimate pit stop for refueling while you dash between stages. Fuel up smart at music festivals with Co-op's top tips. Hydrate like a pro, keep that water flowing, especially under the summer sun. Get your morning boost, kickstart your day with a hearty breakfast sandwich. And grab a light lunch, avoid the dreaded food coma with your favourite meal deal. Co-op's festival stores have got you covered. They're open late with fast service and a friendly team to get you back to the music in no time. Plus, as a bonus, enjoy live DJ sets in store while you refuel. Catch Co-op at Sky Presents Isle of Wight Festival, Download Festival, Latitude, Rockstar Energy presents Reading and Leeds, Belladrum Festival, Glastonbury Festival, and Rockstar Energy presents Creamfields. Got a Co-op membership? Then you'll get perks. It's the ultimate festival hack. Sign up for membership through the link below and stay energized all festival long with Co-op's wide selection of food, drinks, and essentials. Thanks to Co-op for supporting this episode. Okay, so 7 more quick questions. We're going to ask these to absolutely everybody.
I love it.
Okay, here we go. Let's kick it off. Name one song that will always make you cry.
Irish Goo Goo Dolls.
Wow, great choice.
Completely In the Rain.
Yeah, beautiful song. Man.
Beautiful song.
What 2 items can you never leave the house without?
Inhaler, because I've got asthma.
Sensible.
And then probably sunglasses.
Oh, yeah. Even in the UK, why not?
Just like put my hair back.
Yeah.
Good headband.
It's a good look, man. It's a good look. It's working for you. What are your top 3 tips for going to a festival?
Wow, make sure you drink a lot of water. I think make a plan. Because the problem is, if you go in with like 10 of your mates, if you've got a plan of who you're going to see, there's always an argument, especially for English. We're so indecisive. Yeah. Commit to the plan, go on the journey, vibe out. And then probably don't eat sausages from Serbia.
Wise life advice. I love it. Pick 4 people, alive or dead, to invite to your dream party.
Ozzy,
Yeah.
Bowie, Freddie, Charlie XCX.
Oh, nice.
That'd
That's
be a
great
class
mix.
party.
How would you describe yourself in just 5 words?
Energetic. Conflicted. Smiley. Anxious. Empath.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Empathetic.
Empathetic. That's the one.
Is that a word, Greg?
An empath who is empathetic. That works. How would your friends describe you in just 6 words?
Nuts. Protective. Loves life. Happy. Cheeky.
Nice. Cheeky's the one.
Cheeky
You got to throw
monkey.
cheeky in there. You got to throw cheeky in there. Last one, and I know this is going to be the one you struggle with the most. Ready for this? You can only pick 7 of your own songs to perform for the rest of right? Which 7 are making up this set list?
All right. Hello, Evan, hello, because it's new. Zombie, because it's coming out soon, and it's probably the best thing we've ever made.
Nice.
Funeral, always amazing live. Mars, because brings the house down. Fleabag, 'cause it brings the house down. Got 2 more. Anarchist brings the house down. And then probably, I'm going to say a new one. I'm going to release a track, Ghosts.
Oh, okay.
Song off the new album.
What's the vibe on that one?
It's got a 3.5 minute outro.
Oh, I love the
That it's going to literally, like, it's built for stadiums, I think.
There we go.
It's crazy. It's like based off The King and I. Do you remember that film, The King
Oh,
and
right,
I?
okay.
Do you remember when the kids are trying to dance for the king?
Yes.
Like, which I was like literally like on a mad one, and everyone's like, "Why are you referencing The King and I?" was like, "Just go with me."
It always
3.5
comes
minute
back
outro, and it's
to
a
it.
belter. Always comes back to an
Well, it
old
comes back
school.
to musical theatre, mate.
Telling you, man, it's like
Love
it rocks, and it's gonna bring the house down. That tune.
Can't wait for that. Very, very exciting. Dom, it's always an absolute pleasure. Congrats
Thank
on the
you.
single again, mate.
Thank you.
Congrats on the album. Congrats on this era. It really, genuinely suits you so well. It's so nice to see you so positive and happy with it and everything. And I can't wait to see you at Bludfest. And
Yeah,
catch up
man,
on all
you
that
will
stuff,
see me there, man. It's gonna be
Very
epic.
exciting,
Let's
dude.
ride.
Up top.
Let's ride the tiger.
Very exciting, dude. All right, Yungblud, everybody.